Hello, everybody. This is Matthew Optimus. Welcome back to my live stream. As you know, I've decided to talk about a very sensitive topic, one that I'm very passionate about, and that is race swapping and representation in media. So, what is representation in media? It's when you make characters for marginalized and underrepresented groups to see themselves on screen, like Black people, for example, women, LGBTQ plus people, neurodivergent people seeing themselves in characters that they like in media, and they would in those communities would want those communities would want to see themselves represented in that media, like Star Wars, Transformers, Power Rangers, Star Trek, all that. Power Rangers, Star Trek is known for the representation and diversity for a lot of people to see themselves in. You have like some non-binary trans characters in Star Trek Discovery, for example. You have Black characters like Uhura, Geordi LaForge, Captain Benjamin Sisko. So Black people can see themselves in those characters. And don't forget Captain Janeway, where a lot of women can see themselves in leading roles, for example. And don't forget Michael Burnham. And they stuck with the Black woman being the lead role in Star Trek Discovery, and ran with it all the way to the show ended in its final season. It's one of the reasons why I support new and original. Those characters are original characters in my book, and I see them as new, and it's the reason why I am for representation in media. As in, I support original new characters, for example. And here's the downside to representation. They tend to have to hire actors to play certain white characters, for example. Like Jimmy Olsen, Ariel, Snow White, Iris West, Jimmy Olsen, I think. April O'Neil, for example. Well, there's a race bending in TMNT, Rise, and Mutant Mayhem, which I disagree with myself. I disagree with race swapping because a lot of actors tend to play characters that don't look like them, and that I feel like is a problem to me. Because I want to see Black actors playing new and original characters. That way, there will be more black actors in leading roles, for example, or side roles, as well. Though a lot of progressives tend to be way too open-minded to the point where they defend this form of lazy creativity. I believe that race swapping is a form of lazy creativity, and it's not really real representation in my book, in my opinion. So, that is something I am not okay with. And I just wish that they'd stop doing that and just make new characters and original characters or established characters already and just have those Black actors play these characters on screen. And yes, some people will and racists will complain anyway, and that's kind of a problem. And I'm not a fan of any of it. I'm just not. I'm not a fan of racists complaining whether there's non-race swaps or not. Racists will be against race swapping for just for the sake of being racist. And a lot of anti-SJWs are against race swapping to further push their culture war bullshit by crying woke or DEI or something. And here is my tweets that I discovered. I had a conversation with. I can't show it to you because it's not screen recording, so I can't. I can tell you the tweets. So Ethnic erasure and whitewashing is bad. I agree. Whitewashing is bad. And I said, agree. Hence why I hate race swapping and whitewashing. And I said, honestly, race swapping is a sensitive subject for a lot of people, but I know a lot of people are against race swapping for cultural and racist reasons, while I'm against it for progressive reasons. Well, unfortunately, she doubled down on that and said, there is no progressive reason to be against race bending. It's still racist to whine about more diversity. And I told her that I'm not against diversity. And I told her, and she said, race bending isn't at all like whitewashing. Whitewashing is a racist because it steals representation from underrepresented people, and it gave it to white people who are overly represented. She believes that race bending is a positive because it adds representation to underrepresented people. And I told her, and I sent a screenshot, and the screenshot said, I support representation and diversity in media, which is why I'm against race swapping and whitewashing, because I want characters to play characters that look like them and not the other way around. And the next tweet, and my next tweet says, if you're against race swapping in general, you are not racist. But if you're against race swapping just to grift and spew culture war nonsense by crying woke, diversity hire, or DEI, then you're racist. And it got a little heated from here. There is no progressive reason to be against race bending. It's still racist to whine more about diversity, which I agree that whining about more diversity is wrong, but you don't have to race up characters to add more diversity. You can add more diversity by making new characters and original characters only. That way you can have more actors in leading roles and whatnot. She said there's no progressive way to oppose race bending, but because both race bending and original POC characters are important to make up for lack of representation in media. I think original characters can make up for more lack of representation in media, not because of that. Being against race bending means you're against opportunities for Being against race bending means being against opportunities for actors of color, which is not what I believe at all. And I said to her, you could be for opportunities for black actors and still be against race bending at the same time. I still stand by that, and I do believe that. No racism or prejudice towards black actors required. Just saying. And it does get a little heated. She says, and she also said it was an L take loser, which is a little cringe, because against race bending is racist. Being against race bending is racist. No, it's not. No, it's not. And it's not at all like whitewashing. Race bending adds representation. No, making new characters and original characters adds real representation. Race bending, in my opinion, is fake representation. It's negative because you're playing characters that don't look like you, and that's not okay. And she said, original POC characters and race bending aren't a zero-sum game. Both are necessary for more representation in media. Both are necessary for more representation in media. Making original characters is the only necessary way to add more representation in media. That is what I believe. When I say make new characters, what I'm actually saying is make new characters to add more representation in media. That's what I believe. And I'm not going to apologize for that. And you know what? And you know what? I'm not going to apologize for it. That's just what I believe, and if anyone who disagrees with me on that, that's your choice. I'm not going to apologize for having my opinion on that. And then she replies, no, it's a net positive. Original characters in race bending aren't a zero-sum game. Being against race bending is in a way being against representation. That's not true. And in effect, you're allying yourself with racists defending whitewashing, which is not true. I'm not allying myself with racists who are defending whitewashing. I am against racists, and I am against whitewashing. That's it. So if you have a problem with me being against race bending, that's your problem. I'm not going to apologize for having these opinions, and I'm not going to stop advocating for representation in media the right way. Even if I'm not getting any views or chats right now, I'm alone in this. I just wish that that more progressives would advocate would advocate against race bending entirely, and I hope one day that progressives will keep advocating for more representation in media by advocating for more new and original POC characters to play black characters only in live action and in animation. And if you do animation, if you make a character white and you make the same character black for no reason, that's not okay. It's also not okay if you made a black character and turned the character white for no reason. That's also not okay, and that needs to stop. If you're doing that, like the ATSG, one of the ATSGWs did a race bended T'Challa Black Panther, and that really got me like, ugh, that's race bending in that form is also unacceptable too. Don't race bend for any reason. That's just cringe to me. Like, what the fuck you doing? What the fuck? T'Challa is not white. He's black. Just like Blade is black. Just like War Machine is black. Just like Steel from Superman is DC is black. Just like Static Shock is black. Just like Black Lightning is black. Just like Vixen is black. And she's also African. Just like Storm is black. None of these characters should be race swapped into white characters in live action. Because that's wrong. If you hire white actors to play these black characters in live action, that's also a problem. Like I said, you are playing characters that do not look like you. Real representation matters, people. It really does. And you don't have to race bend to add more representation. Just keep making new characters, and if it lands, it lands. If it doesn't, and if it flops, it flops. If it's successful, it's successful, and if it fails, it fails. Just keep making more. Just keep doing it. And if the racists and the anti-SGWs and fandom menace types complain anyway, fuck them. I missed the part where that's my fucking problem. Just make them anyway. Like Shia LaBeouf said, do it. Just do it. I'm trying to do the meme thing where he did the do it. Just do it thing, you know? This is why I'm really passionate about this. I'm very passionate about this stuff. It means a lot to me. Race swapping is wrong. Whitewashing is wrong. Because they're fake representation. It's fake diversity, it's fake representation, and it's fake and lazy creativity. Real representation matters. If autistic advocates advocate for disabled neurodivergent people to play neurodivergent characters only, then we should have the same energy and having black actors play black characters in live action only. Yeah, I said that. And I'm not going to apologize for saying that. I was looking at the camera for a minute. I do have trouble eye contact. I have trouble with eye contact sometimes, so it's a mess for me. I believe that if you are against race bending just to be racist, you're an idiot. Pardon my language. Sorry for name calling. And if you're also against race bending to spew culture war nonsense and grift by crying woke all the time, you're also an idiot. I don't care if you're a white person or a woman or a neurodivergent person or LGBTQ plus or trans or black or straight or a woman. If you grift, if you oppose race swapping for racist and cultural war reasons, you're an idiot. I'm sorry, I have to say it. Representation does benefit a lot of underrepresented people, and they deserve more. And I still believe that. And I really do believe it. It means a lot to me. And yes, I have some friends who are against race swapping, but my friends don't cry woke or DEI, which is a good thing, by the way. If there are any progressives out there who are against race bending, let me know. You can give me a shout out if you want. You can share this video with everyone you know. If you are against race bending, great. If you're for it, I can't take you seriously. You can have your opinions. You can be against it. You can be for it all you like. But I can't take you seriously if you defend it. You're just wrong. You're just too open-minded for your own good. Sometimes you gotta be a bit rigid. It's a time to be flexible, and it's a time to be rigid. A balance, you know. No, I wouldn't complain whenever there's new characters. I won't do that. And if that media just doesn't interest me, I'm not going to support it. But I'll advocate for it. I'll advocate for new characters, even if I don't watch said media with those people in it, with those marginalized groups in it. Even if there were or no marginalized characters in that media, if I'm not interested in watching it, then I'm not going to watch it, or read it, or play it. You know. But my advocacy for original characters still stand. You shouldn't gender swap. You shouldn't sexuality swap to straight characters to gay, or gay to straight, or turn a female character male, or turn a male character female. That's stupid. It's lazy, and there's no creativity in that. Just make new characters. It's that simple. They tried making a Spider Son a disabled character, and people still complained. Sun Spider. She had a wheelchair on her back, and she had these little stick things, webs coming out of it. People still complained, and I was for it. Kind of wasn't at first, but now I'm for it because it's a new and original character. For example, a black actress played Ariel. Yes, she's a mermaid. I'm not denying that. But she played a white mermaid character, and that was wrong. She should never have played that character. Also, the actress did not deserve the racist comments towards her. She deserved... I'm really sorry that happened. Halle Bailey deserved better than that. And she really did. Also, not a fan of Renee Zellweger playing Snow White because her skin's not white as snow. She's half Latina, half white, but her skin is not white either. She doesn't really look the part, racial-wise, but, you know, we're getting what we're getting. The Little Mermaid 2023 version happened, and now Snow White live action's coming out soon with the race-up version of Snow White. There's nothing I can do to change that. But express my opposition until the day I'm dead, or the day where I'm just bored and not going to talk about it anymore. So yeah. So that is my take on representation in media and race swapping. So I'm more passionate about against race swapping than I'm for representation, but I am for representation. I'm pro representation and I'm anti race swapping. So that's all I can say. I think I'm finished here. If you like this video, give it a like, share it with everyone you know, with all your friends, and peace the Pharrell out. So see ya. So yeah. Bye guys.